You're watching Pyro Media Network.
I'm on, 'cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive, life. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. But you didn't know me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. I found your magic and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Hey. Happy Friday, Junior, y'all. It is February 1st. Welcome to this week's episode of Nicole Vick Live. Each and every week, I try my very best to go live to discuss important topics that affect the Black community, specifically the Black community in South Los Angeles. That's because that's where I'm from. That's where I'm at. Listen, let's be clear. This is where I stay, baby. See that there? See that? This what I'm on, okay? So welcome to my side of the universe. I am so very excited to have you here. Do me a huge favor, because it is Black History Month after all. Share this video. Tell your friends, come watch what's going on over here, because we always bring you some great topics. I work hard to bring stuff because I'm busy. I got a full-time job. I'm in school, and I still bring these episodes to you each and every week. So do me a favor and share so other people can hear what I'm talking about, learn some new things, all the good things that come with watching and sharing a video podcast. Now, I just already done said, this month is Black History Month. I am minding my Black-owned business. I'm just so excited. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Yes. The best part of all, y'all, we get an extra day. February has 29 days this month, this year, and I'm just excited. I love Black History Month. To me, it's the most wonderful time of the year, not Christmas. Christmas is all right. I feel like I'm too old. I don't even put no tree up. But Black History Month, I bring out my Ankara. Look, I even brought out the bigger hair, the bigger curls, fluffier curls. This is very important. In years past, I used to dress every Wednesday. I would go to work and I'd wear my Ankara fabric, whatever it was, because I got plenty of it. I just love it. I love this time to celebrate us. We have contributed so much to not just American culture, right? Global culture. And a lot of times we don't get our shine. And it's so important to celebrate. And for me, I personally, Black History Month is a reminder that my ancestors are Black history. It's not, MLK, Malcolm X, who kind of may seem far away or distant from us. Our own ancestors, people that came before us, are also part of Black history. Okay. So this month is going to be great. Now, before we dig into the content for the tonight, I said for the tonight, I'm just too excited. I can't even talk straight. Before we dig into the content, I have to show you my nail cam from the month of January, all my cutesy nail looks. And I love my nails. So look at me. Look at me. I am such the people keep asking me, Nicole, hey, when you gonna start? Can you do my nails? I have people on TikTok. Hey, I'm in LA too. Do you take appointments? I am not licensed. This is my hobby. This is my self-care strategy for myself. I love doing my own nails. Now we will see. One day I might go into, nail school and actually get licensed, but I just love creating and doing different things. Now we'll see. This month, if I might try to do some Afrocentric nail designs. We'll see. I bought a new nail drill this month. Let me tell you, these nail supplies are expensive. That thing was $400. I had to put it on Afterpay. I was like, baby, we ain't got it. And that's the look I have right now. See the sparkles? You see that? Top tier. So just always want to bring that to you. Get your licenses. I mean, honestly, depending on how my life turned out, I might have to. And sometimes we fight for things that we think we're supposed to have, when all along the thing we should have is the thing that we do most often and are good at. So I be trying to do other things like, no, I need this. What? The nail life might be the thing. The universe might be telling me, Nicole, go to nail school and open a salon. That actually might be what I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm so busy trying to do other things. That's another conversation for another day, though. Now, I have some wonderful, wonderful, exciting news. If you have been following me on LinkedIn, you know that I am contributing a chapter to an anthology. This book is called Triumphs in the Trenches, Navigating Success for Black Professionals. Now, I have been calling this book the Green Book, but for Black working people. And if you know anything about what a Green Book is, a Green Book or the Green Book was a series of books that were written in the early 1900s. I say that like that sounds like a trillion years ago, but there was a point in time in this country's history where Black people could not travel freely. This is post-slavery, right? But this is, hey, the Great Migration, or, we had gotten to a point where a lot of us were wanting to travel, to move to other parts of the country, and we couldn't do that safely. So at that time, the Green Book was this way of helping Black folk get from here to there in one piece, because there's a point in time it wasn't always safe to just get in your car and go drive somewhere, because you might stop at a gas station and baby, them people at that gas station don't want you there. You might try to get to a hotel and stay. They don't know. They're not taking your money. And so I see this particular book, Triumphs in the Trenches, as that kind of guide for Black people who are in the working world, helping them to navigate. So the good news is the book is launching this month. I'm showing you a sort of sneak peek of the cover. And I'm so excited that the publishers decided to make it green because of me talking about this being like a green book for Black working people. So I'm really excited. I have really been tying the importance of this book to our legacy. And I think it's really appropriate that this book is launching during Black History Month. I want to share some things that I wrote because, like I said, I be on LinkedIn more so than anything else now because I feel like I can speak about my experience, my professional experience, my expertise in a way that is compelling. I'm going to read you something that I wrote because, like I said, this book has really been impactful to me, and I think it'll be impactful for you. There are 20 plus authors on this anthology. So I pulled some quotes, and so let me read them to you. If you hear the dogs, keep going. If you see the torches in the woods, keep going. If they're shouting after you, keep going. Don't ever stop. Keep going. If you want a taste of freedom, keep going. That's Harriet Tubman. And so, lifting as we climb, onward and upward we go, struggling and striving and hoping that the buds and blossoms of our desires will burst into glorious fruition ere long. That's Mary Church Terrell. And then the last quote is actually from the guy that created the Green Book series early in this nation's history. There will be a day sometime in the near future. Now, I don't know about that one, when this guy will not have to be published. One can only hope, because we still need it, I feel like. That is when we as a race will have equal rights and privileges in the United States. And that is by Victor Green, creator of the Green Book. I wrote those quotes in my LinkedIn post to say that we as a culture have always had guideposts along the way. Someone that is going to say, keep going, keep going. Even if the dogs are coming, even if the torches are coming, just keep moving forward. And we've always had that. And I feel like this book is a reflection of that. So stay tuned. I have to have my producer. He don't know this yet. He gonna have to help me change my website, because I got to put the PayPal link so y'all can buy the book on the website. And we're gonna work on that so that people can pre-order the book and have that coming up soon. It's already commercial time, baby. We're gonna come to a commercial and we're gonna come back and talk about Black History Month, why, how, why, when, who, and then we'll talk a little bit about what it means to me. And then we're gonna talk about what's gonna happen for the next 4 weeks. All right. See you after the break.
Because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir.
Hey pilots, did you know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bulletin Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bulletin Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, hey Google or Alexa, play Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn. Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bulletin Flight Radio.
And we're back. I'm still minding my Black-owned business right here on the Pyro Media Network. And they minding their Black-owned business, because this is a Black-owned business. If you didn't know that, now you do. All right. Hey. I'm very proud to be a member of the Pyro Media Network family. All right, you guys. I want to talk about the history of Black History Month, because I don't care. Y'all feel like y'all know. I think I know. We can always hear it again. And be reminded, and share with our kids, share with your neighbor, share with your coworker, right? Have this conversation about why this month is so important. And the reason why I say that is because I was scrolling on Instagram earlier today, and someone had posted, she's a journalist, was like, here y'all go with the White History Month. Why isn't there a White History Month? Like the other 300 and whatever days a month aren't White History Month. Like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on with the population right now. We're having some struggles. I think we just need to get it together. So let's go over why we have a Black History Month. So Black History Month, I picked this up from a website called the Lantern Network. And so it says Black History Month, also known as African American History Month, is a time to honor the struggles and triumphs, okay, of Black people in their fight for civil rights and equality. I would actually say equity. I don't necessarily want equality. I want equity. It's a moment to appreciate the invaluable contributions made by Black individuals to our society. This observance goes back to the pioneering work of Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He's a Black historian and educator. Back in 1912, Dr. Woodson became the second African American after W.E.B. Du Bois to earn a doctorate in history from Harvard University. And you guys know Harvard has been in the news. Dr. Claudine Gay was the first Black woman president of Harvard University. And unfortunately, 6 months into her, experience there, she stepped down due to it was a whole host of things. And then even recently, someone has been sort of going through dissertations as old as like 2009, trying to hem people up, Black women specifically, on some kind of crazy stuff. And I know there's one going on right now, controversy at Harvard. I think their DEI officer, someone is pulling her dissertation and saying plagiarism. And I'm like, are y'all going to check everybody else's dissertation? Why y'all picking on certain people? All right, back to what I'm trying to say. In 1926, Carter G. Woodson initiated Negro History Week, strategically coinciding with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. So they tried to kind of make it make sense there. They were both pivotal figures in ending slavery and combating racism. His mission to establish Negro History Week was deeply rooted in his passionate desire to rectify the glaring absence of Black history in the educational curriculum of his time. Interesting. It's like, well, we're just repeating history. In 2024, you're hearing certain states and other governments are like, we're going to take African American studies off the curriculum. We're going to remove DEI. You can't talk about those things anymore. So it's interesting that in that day and time, 1926, wait a minute, that's almost 100. We just done came around. We just made a full circle, y'all. In 1926, it was like, let's do this Negro History Week because there's no African American history taught in the schools. Fast forward to 2024, same issue. This is why I do this, because now I'm starting to see how things are playing out. This is crazy. He was profoundly motivated by the need to acknowledge and celebrate the rich history and achievements of Black Americans, often ignored or misrepresented. Still happens today. He believed that by spotlighting the significant contributions of Black individuals to American society, especially in the realms of culture, science, politics, and the arts, he could help break down racial stereotypes and foster a sense of pride and unity among Black people. This mission to get this to happen, he remained resolute in making this happen. He persevered with no funds and a dedicated team, navigating financial constraints while promoting a nationwide celebration of Black history. In 1976, 2 years before I was born, Negro History Week expanded into what we now call Black History Month. Since then, it has evolved into a platform for recognizing the historical, cultural, and social achievements of Black Americans. So again, it's amazing. I was reading this thinking again that, I know how Black History Month started. I know, but to hear why it started, and then to really think about what's happening in today's times, literally parallel there. It's almost, to me, mind-boggling that the reason we started this thing back then, some of those issues are still happening now. And so it really just proves the point of why we need Black History Month. And so really quickly, Black History Month means a lot to me. And I said that in the earlier part of today's episode. In this case, this year's Black History Month is really timely given all that has been going on. I talked to just a minute ago about Dr. Claudine Gay. We lost one of our academia members due to suicide, unfortunately, due to harassment and being bullied. There have been two other women who had high positions in academia that died. I think one had a heart attack. Just the stressors of things that are happening in the workplace. Some of the political rhetoric that's in the country right now is very concerning. Some of the shifts in policy, very concerning. So I feel like there's always an opportunity, and Black History Month is one of those, to really try to push the narrative and to shift the narrative about what Black people have contributed to this country. I also saw today on LinkedIn, Black history is American history, and it is. especially in this country, the things that we have done, we can't separate the two, right? For better or for worse. And so I just really feel like this will be an amazing opportunity to, again, remember who we are, what we have done, and what there is to do moving forward. I think I got my first Black history lessons in life, not in school. I was so blessed that I grew up with my grandparents and my great grandparents. And, my parents worked, and I spent a lot of time at my great grandparents' home and my grandparents as well, but mostly my great grandparents. They had really super old ebonies magazines, jet magazines, old books and documents and paperwork. That was my first exposure to Black culture, Black history, and understanding who we were as a people, where we came from. And I wish I had kept them. I don't even know where they are, those old magazines, because you saw us represented in a way that you did not see necessarily on television. And you may have missed if you went to maybe a school that was a little bit more diverse. And so that's my first exposure to Black history. And then, of course, I went to school. I went to elementary school, and I will forever say I got the best experience in the world. I went to a Black school, a parochial school in South Los Angeles that's literally down the street from where I live now. I am friends to this day on Facebook with the principal of that school, the pastor of that school. And every teacher in that school, when I was going there back in the day, in the dark ages, right, in the 80s, the 1980s, all my teachers were Black. Every single teacher was Black. The principal, all of them. And we did not learn, well, I'll take this back. We did learn the Martin Luther King Jr., the Malcolm X. I think that everybody learns the Rosa Parks and the bus. I think we kind of all got that. But I also specifically remember learning about the kings and queens in Africa. This was also around the time that Shaka Zulu was on TV. I don't know if y'all remember that. I can't remember the year, but I remember watching that. And so we learned a lot about Black history, and I think in a much richer context than even I can recall my daughter learning when she got to school. I remember what we used to have to memorize the I Have a Dream speech. And one of my classmates, who I'm also still Facebook friends with, he had to go up there. I think they decided he looked like Martin Luther King. And they used to make him every year. He'd have to go in chapel and go in the front and do this I Have a Dream speech from beginning to end, memorized. And so we really did a lot of learning around Black history. And I don't think I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, I don't think other kids in that generation got what I got. And I don't think kids after me got that, especially if you went to public school. So a shout out to Ascension Lutheran Church and School on Slauson and West Boulevard. That is where I learned a lot about who I am as a Black person, a Black child at the time, of course. And it really shaped who I am today, the person that's minding a Black owned business. I see a comment. I missed it. I was running my mouth. What did it say? Oh, stop trying to, you know what? I don't want to know nothing about no dates no more, because 1986 really sounds really old. Hey, hello. How are you? No problem being late. See, we didn't learn. It's a lot we didn't learn. And you know what's so interesting too? I was going to mention this probably on the next episode, but I'll mention it now. I follow a linguist. His name is Sun Michaud. I hope you follow him on Instagram. I'll have to get his name and stuff so we can type it up and you can see it. But he's really good about linguistics, why we talk the way we talk, why people use words the way they do. But one of the things he had made mention of was, let's move. Someone had made a flippant comment about, well, let's move beyond Rosa Parks and MLK and let's try to figure some other things out. And his point was, but their history and legacy has been so whitewashed. Do we really know all we should know about Rosa Parks? Do we really know all we should know about MLK and Malcolm X and the others that we kind of put, at the forefront of Black history. So his argument was like, no, let's not put that. No. Yes, we need to dig deeper and explore other people who have contributed, but we haven't learned all we need to learn about those folks. Like, I didn't know that Rosa Parks had written a letter when Clarence Thomas was going to be confirmed to the Supreme Court and was like, I saw that letter. I said, what? She said, no, sir, no, ma'am. I was shocked. I didn't know that. I also as I have aged, and I know hopefully Ellen is still listening or watching, I also will say as a child, I was taught that Martin Luther King was good and that Malcolm X was bad. Because Malcolm X said by any means necessary, and he advocated for violence, and that is bad. And that Martin Luther King, peaceful. And they taught us, no, you have to fight for your right to exist peacefully. And that Malcolm X is a bad person, right? And I don't know if it was ever explicitly stated that way, but it was very clear to me as a child that one was good and one was bad, and we should not like Malcolm X. And for a long time, I didn't like Malcolm X. I was like, he's bad. But then when I got older, I was like, no, hold on, wait a minute. See, exactly. It took me getting older to understand the nuance. Why should we have to be peaceful to demand our humanity? What? So huge shifts in learning and understanding. So again, I don't think we should move away from understanding Rosa Parks or the nuances of her life, or MLK or Malcolm X, because I don't think we know everything we know, and we always get the sort of whitewashed, neutralized version of those figures in life. And yes, we should still continue to dig deeper and learn about other folks as well. And so I'm excited to bring you over the next 4 weeks some things that I want to work on. So I decided that because this is Black History Month, I didn't want to just focus on history. I want to focus on the past for 1 week, present next week, future, and then I'm going to do a wild card at the last Thursday of the month. And so for the past, I want to really, I might share, I have done some discoveries on ancestry.com about my family's history. I have photographs, I have documents. So you might get a chance to hear a little bit about my digging into my family history, and hopefully it'll inspire you to look into yours. For present, I figured let's talk about Black business. And see how we can have a conversation around how important it is to support Black business, and to be, sort of aware of where your dollar is going. And then future, I want to talk about what we think is going to happen for us in the future. And I hope to have a special guest, a professor from Cal State Long Beach, join us. I also might have a couple guests for present. I have to make some conversations, get some people on air for that as well. So I'm really excited. I don't want to stick and focus just on the past. I want to see how we can think about ourselves. The future conversation is going to be really interesting because the way things go for us, so the policies and the things that happen to us in society, I feel like there's this conscious effort to sort of make sure that we don't make it to the future, right? And so how do we envision ourselves 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years from now? And I mean, if we go by patterns, we gonna still have some problems. I was reading works from W.E.B. Du Bois today that were written 100 years ago, and he's saying things like, we're behind the veil, and we're actually behind there, and we're being polite and trying to explain why we deserve our humanity. And then at some point we realize nobody gives a crap. And so then we get like, wait a minute, but nobody's paying attention, and they just walk by and live their own lives. And we're sitting here like, why nobody can hear us? Why nobody trying to help us? And I'm like, dang, that sounds like what's going on with Black women in the workplace right now, that I'm hearing the conversations on LinkedIn. We're behind the veil saying, excuse me, we're being harmed at work. Can you help us? And they just kind of just walking by like, I wonder what was that noise? I don't know. And they just keep walking. And then we get mad and we start banging on the veil. Get us out of here. And they kind of look around like, what they doing back there? And they just keep walking. It's the same thing. This is 100 years ago. He's explaining this to us. And I can literally see what he said 100 years ago today. So if we follow that pattern, 100 years from now, They're gonna be watching this podcast like, dang, we still in the thing, and I don't want that for us. I know you don't. We want things better and different for us. It does. It has to stop. I don't understand what did we do? Whose shoes did we step on that y'all don't like? What did we do to y'all? We just want to be ourselves, be safe, and be able to and thrive. That's it. That's it. So it's just really disheartening to see what's happening currently. And hopefully we could get to a better space. But anyway, that is what I'm planning for the next 4 episodes. I will bring some guests on when I feel it appropriate, or if I can get folks on, because, people are busy. Otherwise, maybe just be me and you. And that's fine too. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, say what now? Huh? Okay. We're going to be just fine. All right, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go a little bit early. It's 6:45. We are going to close out. I will see you next week. Don't forget, though, follow me on social media. I am on LinkedIn. I am on TikTok. And honestly, I am not so much on TikTok anymore. TikTok seems to be a little mean. It's meaner than Instagram. I'm on Instagram too, but follow me on my social media anyway, because when I show up, I usually have something good to say. Also, check out my website, www.nicoledvick.com. You can look at my nails. Look at that. Hey, you can see what I've written. I have some articles linked. I have Spotify playlists of all the podcasts that I've been on. You can reach out to me if you want me to be a host or a moderator or do a training for anyone, your staff, whoever. I do that quite often. And you can also fill out that request form if you're interested in the book that I just mentioned earlier, if you want to get a copy, because I'm going to get the website modified pretty soon. You can also buy my other books, Pushing Through. See, you know what? Pushing Through, Finding the Light in Every Lesson. And then the journal is called Push Through, 52 Weeks of Light in Tough Times. And I feel like that this new book, Triumphs in the Trenches, feels like a push through moment. So I just feel like it's all related. It's amazing how aligned everything that I do is. So if you want that copy of that book, definitely get on that mailing list so that I can kind of, send you an email out. Yeah. Okay. I will certainly follow you back. Thank you, Ellen, for stopping by tonight. I love partnership and meeting new people and doing new things. So I will certainly follow you back. Make sure you reach out to me. We can get in touch and have a nice little conversation if necessary, or, we can get in contact with each other. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I will see you next week, y'all. Bye.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.